So the Roblox CEO had another great genius idea. I mean, what could go wrong with this? Let's create a dating site for our game targeted at children. Like most people that play Roblox are underage. So David Baszucki, the CEO, a few months ago went on this podcast and announced he had this revolutionary, visionary idea of let's make dating a thing in Roblox. So he talked about it, and originally, now he's talking about a 21 plus dating thing. I don't know how many people that are 21 plus are playing Roblox. There are some, but of course, the majority of the people playing Roblox are children. And we're gonna get into how that's a big problem, because you remember when we were kids, we didn't always say our real age. Sometimes, you know, we changed the dates a little bit just so we could have some other features that we weren't we weren't entitled to because we were younger. Now, at first, this was 17 plus. That's the main problem here. So at first he said, let's make a dating app that's 17 plus. I mean, do the math. What could go wrong with that? Yeah, when you're 17, you are underage, David. That is the problem right there. But on top of that, now he said, let's make it 21 plus ID verified. Okay. Now we're safeguarding that and people saying that they're a certain age that they're not. And he said that this would solve the loneliness epidemic that we are going through right now. Now, what is the problem here, David? I know you're doing this because you're trying to make money. I know what you're doing. It's smart business, but it's actually not smart at all, because the lawsuits that you're gonna get from doing this. I mean, we're gonna go through the history of Roblox lawsuits on this because they have a whole catalog of child and on their game. We're going to go through the top 5 because these are mind-blowing.
Last year, activist fund and short seller Hindenburg Research came out with a report arguing, among other things, that Roblox was, quote, compromising child safety in order to report growth to investors.
You're asking me about this. I'm curious if you've done your own research.
I have done some research about...
And what's your take on that?
I'm asking you.
What he fails to identify is that on a game, or you can even say a virtual world, because Roblox is so vast and encompassing. I'm not trying to play down the genius of Roblox, but on a game that's targeted so much at children, putting a dating site there, I mean, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. And I don't know how they didn't see this at the headquarters or the CEO himself, because I know that you can see this. I can see this. It's pretty obvious. It's in your face that this is not the best place for a dating site. So let's take a quick look at Roblox child safety record, because it is pretty embarrassing. So the case number 1 is a BBC investigation in 2022. BBC investigators created a 13-year-old's avatar, joined public experiences, and within minutes they were approached by adult men making comments. So then these journalists did the right thing. They didn't just investigate, they actually reported these users. But what happened was pretty crazy, to be honest, because most of them stayed active for days or even weeks afterward. So yes, Roblox is clamping down on them, but a little too late, because within days or weeks, a lot could go wrong. And then Roblox said, and I quote, that moderation missed the case, despite their own claims that they have 24/7 AI detection for things like this. Then we have our case number 2. In 2023, a whole ring was exposed on Roblox. Multiple use Roblox voice chat and friend requests to move kids onto Discord. Some of these victims were under 10 years old, and the parents only found out after the police traced interactions back to, guess what? Roblox. So Roblox moderation didn't catch the groomers. It was law enforcement that did. And yes, of course, they have way more tools. But if Roblox is trying to start a dating site, well, first you should get this under control for sure. I mean, you don't want to put all these kids in danger, man. Come on. So our third case is the condos problem. For years, Roblox has been struggling to shut down condo games, and I'm going to explain what that means to you in a second. And if you're not familiar with Roblox, this is going to blow your mind, because condos are temporary hidden rooms where users engage in roleplay, and these would pop up, get deleted, and then respawn under new names, sometimes hundreds of times per day. And most of these are being discovered by third-party watchdogs, not by Roblox. And the final and most recent case that I want to talk about, it happened between 2024 and 2025 when many arrests were linked to Roblox. In the past 2 years, law enforcement in many states across the United States have been arresting many who use Roblox as their main platform to children. I've watched many of these interviews, and the one thing that the cops always say is that Roblox is just not trying hard enough to catch these, and it's always their tools that are to blame for all of this. Now, this is allegedly, I don't want to get sued by Roblox, but I'm telling you what they usually say. And it is so bad that what the police always reports is that these were talking to children for months on end without getting caught, and then finally getting caught by law enforcement, but never by Roblox. So now we have a much better picture of what this platform's blind spots, to say the least, are. Now put that into perspective of creating a dating app in here, and you can put 2 and 2 together. It's pretty obvious what's gonna go wrong with this, and they seem like they want to move forward with this. I don't know what's wrong with this CEO. And here's one stat that blew my mind when putting this into context. 40% of Roblox users are 13 years of age or younger. And they always say, yes, but our general user base is aging up. A lot of people are between 17 and 24, which is probably true because I know some older people that play Roblox. But what is the issue? You're mixing up adults with children, and you're putting a dating site where adults and children hang out. And children are well known for lying about their age to get access to these things. And adults, the ones that are creepy on the internet, are also known for going to these places where children hang out so they can talk to children, and hopefully not, but most likely try to get beyond just talking with the children. And this is the main problem with modern games and a lot of like pay-to-play type things, because I know what they're doing here. They're thinking about the money. They're like, we want people to subscribe to our new dating thing. This is a moneymaker. We're gonna create so much shareholder value here, and they're not seeing the obvious that you and I can see. I know you can see it. You're putting children at risk. There's already plenty of dating apps. You don't need to add one at a children's game. It's just so obvious, the greed of this company. And it's not every company that does this, but this one is for sure. They're putting money and profits above safety. And this is more clear than anything I've ever seen before. And what he even quoted is that they're trying to do like a metaverse dating platform, like trying to copy Meta as dating. Well, come on, compare the two user bases there. First of all, Meta promised so much and failed completely at most of the stuff they've done. The only thing they've done right is social media. But this whole like virtual reality and the Meta goggles and like dating online and all that, it was not mass adopted. As much as Mark Zuckerberg talked a big game about it and said this is gonna be the future, it's just simply not. But on top of that, Meta is mainly used by unks and aunties. It's used by older people, even older than I am. It is not used by children, and they have a much better track record of safeguarding the few children that are still on Facebook, because I really don't know many children that use Facebook anymore, but the few children that use Facebook, they are much better at making sure that these can't get to them. And yes, they can't be 100% accurate in getting every single one, but for sure they have a better track. I don't know of anyone that has a worse track record than Roblox, to be honest, about this. So yes, Roblox said we are reinventing ourselves, and what could go wrong? Let's do a dating site at a children's game. Let me know your thoughts about this down below. If you're new around here, you can click right here to subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in this video right after this one. Until next time, bye.